All right, let's talk about something that pretty much everyone is wrestling with these days: work-life balance. You hear about it all the time, right? But what does it actually mean? And honestly, with the way the world works now, is it even possible? So yeah, that's the big question we're tackling today. Is this whole idea of balancing our work lives and our personal lives just some myth we should all give up on? Or is it actually something we can get a handle on? I mean, let's be real for a second. The whole 9-to-5 workday, that feels like ancient history for so many of us. You've got emails buzzing on your phone during dinner, work chats popping up on a Saturday, and that feeling that you need to be on all the time, it never really goes away. Those old boundaries have pretty much dissolved. And that is exactly why this is so important. This isn't some fancy lifestyle perk for a select few. It's a flat-out necessity for our own well-being and, our sanity. It's about being able to show up and function, period. We've just got to figure this thing out. So to even get started, we have to completely change how we think about this. Because it turns out the popular idea of work-life balance, it's kind of flawed from the get-go, and it might just be the very thing that's setting us all up to fail. And here it is, the big misunderstanding. We have this idea that balance means a perfect 50-50 split of our time. 8 hours for work, 8 for life, 8 for sleep. But come on, life doesn't work like that. That's a totally rigid and impossible standard. The reality, and the much healthier goal, is all about alignment and fulfillment. So what do I mean by alignment? Well, it's about being fully present and engaged in whatever you're doing at that moment. It's about the quality of your energy and attention, not the sheer quantity of hours you're putting in. You can be just as aligned running a huge team meeting as you are reading a bedtime story to your kid. The whole goal isn't to count the minutes, it's to make the minutes count. Okay, so if alignment is the new goal, how in the world do we actually get there? Well, this brings us to a super practical toolkit. We're gonna break down 5 real actionable strategies you can start using like today. So here's the game plan. We're gonna talk about setting clear boundaries, prioritizing ruthlessly, using technology wisely, actually scheduling your personal time, and doing a weekly reflection. Think of these as the 5 pillars that are gonna support a more aligned life. Let's jump into the first one. First up, boundaries. And listen, this one is absolutely non-negotiable. If you decide your workday ends at 6 p.m., then you have to make it end at 6 p.m. That means no quick check of your email at 9 o'clock. Here's the thing. When you start respecting your own time, you're actually teaching everyone else how they should treat it. It really does start with you. Number 2 is what I like to call ruthless prioritization. This means really understanding that not everything is a 5-alarm fire. Not every single request deserves your immediate attention. It's about learning the incredible power of saying no so you have the space to say yes to the stuff that really matters, the tasks that actually move the needle forward. Okay, third, we have to talk about our relationship with technology. Your phone, your laptop, they should be your tools, not your masters. What does that look like? It means turning off those work notifications after hours. It means literally blocking out time on your calendar for deep, focused work without interruptions. It's about making technology work for your schedule, not the other way around. Now, number 4 sounds so simple, but it's something we are all so bad at. You have to actually schedule your personal time. I mean it. Put that workout, that family dinner, or even just an hour to read a book, put it on your calendar. And here's the key mindset shift. You have to treat that appointment with the same importance as you would a crucial client call. You wouldn't cancel on them, so don't cancel on yourself. And finally, number 5 is your weekly reflection. This is like your own personal check-in. At the end of every week, just take 5 or 10 minutes and ask yourself 2 simple questions. What drained my energy this week? And what energized me? Use those answers to make tiny little adjustments for the week ahead. It's so powerful. Now look, managing all this stuff isn't just about cool tactics and calendar tricks. There's a huge emotional piece to this puzzle that we absolutely have to talk about. And you know what it is? It's guilt. I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. We feel guilty for leaving work on time. We feel guilty for missing a family thing because of a work deadline. But here's the reframe. That feeling isn't a life sentence that says you're a bad employee, you're a bad parent. It's just a signal, like a blinking light on your dashboard, telling you that something might be a little out of alignment. So, what do you do with that signal? It's a simple 3-step process. First, just acknowledge the feeling. Don't beat yourself up for it, just notice it's there. Second, get curious and try to learn from it. Ask yourself, what is this guilt trying to tell me? And third, once you've gotten the message, you consciously let it go. You've heard it, you've learned from it, now it's time to move on. And at the end of the day, please remember this. You are not a productivity machine. You are a whole human being with friends and family and hobbies and dreams. You have a life that is so much bigger than any spreadsheet or to-do list. And all of this really brings us to the long-term view. Because finding this alignment, well, it isn't a project you finish one day and check off a list. It's really an ongoing, lifelong practice of finding your own personal rhythm. Maybe the most important thing to take away from all of this is that you have to let go of the idea of perfection. You are going to have unbalanced weeks. It's going to happen. The goal isn't to be perfectly balanced every single day. The goal is to build a sustainable system that works for you over the long haul. You can almost think of it like a dance or maybe a seesaw. Some weeks you've got a huge project at work and the scale is going to tilt heavily in that direction. And other weeks, maybe you're on a family vacation and it's going to tilt way over toward life. And that's not just okay, that's normal. It's the overall rhythm that matters, not some static, perfect position. And this is why it's worth the effort. Because when you get this right, when you start to feel more aligned and in control, the payoff is huge and it's real. You don't just feel better, you actually perform better at your job. You lead your teams better, and you just plain live better. So, if you remember one single thing from our time together, let it be this. Work-life balance is not some mythical thing you go out and find one day. It is something that you actively, intentionally create, day by day, choice by choice. And that leads me to my final question for you. This is your call to action. Don't get overwhelmed and try to do all 5 things at once. Just ask yourself, what is one small, totally manageable step I can take this week to create just a little more alignment in my life? Maybe it's blocking out 30 minutes for a walk. Maybe it's just turning off your notifications at 7 p.m. tonight.
Because at the end of the day, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's the absolute foundation of everything else. Your best work, your most creative ideas, your biggest impact, all of it begins with your best, most rested, and most fulfilled self.